I've talked earlier about merging the quotes and paraphrasing into your own writing so that it becomes part of yours with documentation. Don't forget that. So there are different ways in which we can merge the quotes and the paraphrases, especially if we talk about, good style. So look at the ways in which this author has used a quote. This is the quote here. It's a short one. Wordsworth stated that romantic poetry was marked by a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. And then we cite the source, only the page number, because we have put the author's name here. Another way of doing it, of doing the same quote differently, is to say, romantic poetry is characterized by the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. And then we document mentioning the author and the page number, because we didn't mention the author in the text. A third way of doing it is to say Wordsworth extensively explored the role of emotion in the creative process, and this would be considered a paraphrase, not a direct quote. And again, in the paraphrase, you have the choice of either mentioning the name of the author in text or in parentheses. So how would those citations look in a bigger, if we take a bigger look at the paper? So this is the paper, part of the paper. This is a paragraph, a whole paragraph, quotation marks, followed by documentation. And this is what we call in-text citation. Another citation, we used a different context, a different reference. We paraphrase this time, so as you can see, we don't see any quotation marks, so that means it's a paraphrase. And we didn't mention the name of the author, so we mentioned the name of the author in parentheses along with the page number. Right? Now, when I say in-text citation, that means the parentheses that will appear with your writing, inside your writing. The same reference has to appear again, because this is not really a full indication to the source you have used. So we do expect, if we want to have an idea about this reference, we need to go to the works cited list or to the bibliography, same thing, a slight difference, and we will find it in detail. We will find the reference mentioned in detail, family name of the author, comma, first name of the author, followed by a full stop, space, the title of the book, italicized, followed by a full stop, place of publication, colon, publisher, comma, and date of publication, then full stop, and we have to mention whether it is a print reference or an online reference. This is MLA, the 7th edition. There are few changes in the 8th edition. You need to look at that if you are working in the field of humanities and you are using the MLA style sheet. Now, this is the works cited list, and MLA gives us all the details, the technical details about how to cite each reference. For example, here we have a web encyclopedia. This is how it is entered in the works cited. This is a web image. This is how it is cited. This is a web page, and this is how it is cited, and so on. Web periodical, database article, website, print encyclopedia, print book, DVD, interview, print periodical. And of course, a researcher has to know that the works cited list or the bibliography is an important part of the research, and it helps other researchers get an idea about the references available in this specific area of research. So it is considered to be a contribution on the part of the researcher. This is the title of the book, MLA Formatting Style Guide. The 8th edition has appeared about a year and a half ago. You can study it. There is a PowerPoint on OWL, Purdue. I mentioned this useful site before, and it gives you a summary of all the technicalities mentioned in the MLA Style Guide. If you are using APA, so find the reference on APA. As I said earlier, the internet has plenty of references and summaries of these style guides. Let's have an exercise before we move to the last part of today's lecture. This exercise is actually from my folder of graduation project. So it is, the work is submitted by one of my students who has not really been happy when I told her, you didn't do a good paraphrase. This is a case of plagiarism. What she did is that she swore, والله العظيم كتبت بنفسي. I said, in this case, my dear, we do it through a tool. If you don't take my word, and experienced teachers will immediately spot a style different from that of the student. So when I read a student's paper or part of her dissertation, I would immediately be able to know and to spot out the parts that have been badly paraphrased, or that is to say, plagiarized. Students usually are not convinced because they think if they do what this student has done, then they have paraphrased. So I would like you to think of this example and of what Turnitin detection tool has revealed on the part of the student's paper, and I would like you to tell me very briefly under this, on the comments under this video clip, what you believe to be wrong with what the student has done here. So this is the student's work, and this is the result that Turnitin has shown. And as you can see on the side, this is how it looks from the teacher's side. This tells me the parts that have been copied and the percentage of the copied part to the whole of the paper itself. And it gives me here the end result. So this student's paper is plagiarized by 35%. I wouldn't exactly say plagiarized, but she has used references a lot with some mistakes that make her considered to be a plagiarist. Okay, so as we said, there is a specific percentage that researchers have to be aware of, and teachers usually will give you that percentage. So, assignment again is to tell why I considered this student's work plagiarized. Tell me briefly in one statement, one short sentence, please, why it is plagiarized. Okay, take a screenshot and keep it and think about it, and after viewing today's lecture, give your answer, please.